When Fermina got married, the young man was in great pain. He didn't say a word, didn't eat or drink, and cried all night. His mother was very worried, so she found him a job as a telegraph operator in a small town far away, more than 20 days away from this place, hoping that he could take a boat away from this sad place and cheer up again. So how can a person heal the pain of a broken heart? Arisa began to hang out with women of all kinds. Widows, young girls, married women, mixed-race women, etc. over the past 50 years. This was the first thing he did. Use 25 notebooks to record the women with whom you have had frequent relationships. What is the number? 622. And this does not include those women who had had brief relationships with him and whom she could not even remember. This is hard to believe. Isn't he a loyal man? Didn't he wait for Fermina for 51 years? How did you wait? But Arisa insisted that he still loved Fermina. From the day Fermina got married, everything Arisa did was to wait for the day when he would hear the news that Dr. Urbino was dead and he could pursue Fermina. Now that moment had finally come. On the first night Fermina became a widow, he proposed to Fermina. At this time, Arisa was already 76 years old. Lena's 2 children saw their mother's love affair. The son was very happy for his mother. He thought that it was good for health for 2 lonely old people to be in love with each other. But his daughter Ophelia had the exact opposite attitude. He thought it was extremely embarrassing and terrible. Ophelia said, "Love at our age is absurd." He cried, "At their age, it is mean." He spoke with the eloquence of his best years. "A century ago, people destroyed my life and the life of this poor man because we are too young. Now they want to do the same thing to us again because we are too old. To hell with them," he said. "If there is any advantage for us widows, it is that no one can give us orders anymore." When I saw this part, I slapped my legs hard, thinking it was so cool. So what does old man mean? He is not a number of age, it is a state. Once you are able to take charge of your life, then you have nothing to do with old age. At the end of the story, Fermina and Arisa set off on a journey, which is an extremely romantic ending. Fermina said, "I really want to leave this home. Keep going, keep going, keep going, and never come back." Arisa said, "Let's go by boat." So on a certain 7th day of the 7th month, Jermina and Ali boarded a ship called the New Midtown. This was the ship that Arisa had ordered to be built when he had just been appointed chairman of the River Shipping Company. He was convinced that sooner or later this ship would become a happy paradise for him and Fermina. You see, we still have to have wishes. What if they come true? On the boat, they were immersed in a romance beyond reality, with the fragrance of white roses, the romance of the flower sun's serenade, and the sweet talk day and night. Alisa and Fermina fell in love and kissed each other, and truly possessed each other. More than half a century later, the relationship finally came to fruition. The title of the book is Love in the Time of Cholera. But after reading the whole book, no important character died of cholera. What is the truly painful, touching, and transformative thing in the novel? It is love. In Marquez's writing, lovesickness and cholera have the same symptoms, right? When Arisa fell in love with Fermina at first sight, he became dizzy and suddenly fainted, which is a disease. So why can't we just say that love is a disease, but use cholera to cover it up? Marx must have been interviewed once. He has a theory that in the Caribbean, love used to be suppressed. Do you find it strange? Of course not. Even today, we live in different cultures and can easily read those classics and get in touch with the love stories described in novels. We will find that there are some things that challenge our realm. We will know that some people are driven by irrational forces. Then we will find that such people are indeed confusing because they shake the established social structure, including economic ethics and morality. So how should we treat these people? It doesn't really matter. As for the love story written by Marquez, it first confronts the prejudice of the world. Is the first love of young people necessarily childish? Is the gap in family background insurmountable? Can old people have true passionate love? Can a love span half a century? Including whether you will fall in love with someone else after love happens. You see, love in the time of cholera describes all forms of love. Marquez did not tell them no, nor did he curse him or criticize him. He was very tolerant. Love itself has infinite possibilities. If you read this book carefully, you will find that in this novel, Marquez regards romantic love as an important belief. The book says that the captain looked at Fermina and saw the gleam of first frost on his eyelashes, and then he looked at Ariza and saw his invincible determination and fearless love. The captain was startled by the belated arrival of the blunt object. This sentence is beautiful. He said, "It turns out that it is life, not death, that is the endless hell." "So how long do you think we will go back and forth like this?" asked the captain. For the past 53 years, 7 months, and 11 days, Florentino Ariza had been ready with his answer. He said, "For the rest of his life." Yes, that's the end. Marquez wrote Love in Troubled Times when he was 58 years old. As he grew older, he became more concerned about the lives and thoughts of the elderly. In his later years, Marquez's health was plagued by illness. He suffered from lymphoma, Alzheimer's disease, and other diseases, which continued to worsen. When Marquez was 72 years old, he wrote a farewell letter to his readers. In the letter, he said that he wanted to enlighten the world and told people not to think that they should not fall in love when they are old. This is a big mistake. People grow old because they stop falling in love. I want to give children a pair of wings so they can learn to fly. I want to teach the elderly that death does not come with old age, but with hope. Mark said, "I have been young, down and out, and happy, but I have a deep love for life." On April 17, 2014, Marquez passed away. There were newspapers everywhere at that time. His portrait was printed in the newspapers, but unfortunately I never saw him. But it is also very beautiful. We can meet in the book. Thanks to the classics. So much for love in the time of cholera.